If I didn't have steamers today, I wouldn't be in the hay business, that's for sure. With 5 kids and family's everything to me. If I couldn't be around my kids and wife and go to their events and spend quality time with them, we would probably just be a row crop farm where we would plant our crops and harvest them, and it just, I wouldn't be in the hay business if it weren't for steamers. I'm Jordan Hickel with JMac Farms here in St. John, Kansas. We grow primarily alfalfa. We'll grow corn, we'll grow wheat, mostly under sprinkler. We will grow some grass, some teff grass, but alfalfa is the main staple of our operation. We manage around 5,000 acres, 1,800 acres of alfalfa. Yeah, here in central Kansas, putting up alfalfa in central Kansas is a complete challenge. You don't know if you're gonna have a week of 80-degree weather and high humidities all week long, or it's gonna be 100 degrees and low humidities all week long. We just go back and forth so much. So managing getting dry hay put up is a challenge. And when we were running without steam, the anxiety I get and I put on myself because you want to put up quality hay, it was just killing me because the humidities were coming off too fast or they were coming on too fast, and you probably had a 30-minute window when really things were just right. It's pretty frustrating because you can't get much done in 30 minutes, or usually, that's when the baler decides to break, is when you really need it. I would say, yeah, my anxiety was off the charts when we didn't have a steamer. We realized right away, it just takes so much equipment. It takes so many balers to get across the acres we were trying to do initially. And I feel like we weren't even really going over that many acres. We were just, the weather just kills you here, and you've got to be able to storm in and sometimes take something off in a couple hours, or you got one day out of the week that you can actually get something done. So we just had so much equipment when we first got started. We had 4 big square balers there for the first few years, and trying to chase hay all over the place, and we're spread out quite a bit. So when the humidity's coming on or coming off and you're traveling down the road, it just eats at you when you don't have a steamer. We ran the first, started in 2012, we did 12, 13, and 14. We didn't have any steamers. Got to know a neighbor of mine that was running a steamer, just hearing how they were getting along with it and how it was working for them. We thought, maybe we could get rid of a few of these balers and cut down on some labor if we can go this route. And in 2015 was the first year we got into a steamer, and we bought a used steamer. We started with the 6110 model steamer. It was a used unit. We ran it for 3 seasons. We got along really good with that model. Had very, very few problems. We have a good dealer that knows the steamers in and out, and that sure helps. So any questions we did have with the 6110 and it being a used unit, they were able to help us and get us going right away. Our local dealer got us set up, and when we did get started with it, once you've been in it and you go to baling in the middle of the day when the humidities are low, or you get started or you're ending before everybody else is even coming out to bale, that really, it changes your mind right then, and it's awesome when you're able to do that. So we ran that for 3 seasons. Then I had an opportunity to get into the new 6210 at that time in 2018. And we ran that 6210 from 2018 until 2023. 2023, I bought a 331 little steamer. As soon as I got that little steamer, I'm like, Staheli West forgot to put some of the parts on this machine. It was so simple. And the fact that all you needed to run was hydraulics off your tractor and run a small pump, and it's not like it's demanding a lot of hydraulics, just a small pump that's running, and it took away the generator out of the steamer. It took a lot of electronics out of that steamer. And I'm like, this is the most simple design ever. And then Staheli West calls me and says, hey, we've got the 632 model coming out, and it's gonna be identical to this, or the small steamer, just on a bigger scale and with less moving parts. And what I've seen from my small steamer, I'm like, if I could have that in a big steamer, it'd be awesome. I called my local dealer right away, and I said, well, I was even scared to call him. I'm like, what do you think, you know, a trade even would be? I'm just calling just to throw this out there. Probably not gonna happen. My 6210 was very well taken care of, always RO water through it, very nice unit, but he was willing to give us quite a bit of money for that 6210, and we got into this 632 very reasonably. It's been awesome. Our dealer is Lincoln Farm Supply on our steamer, and they are very good to work with. Hayden is very knowledgeable with steamers. Craig, I mean, it's nice to deal with a dealer when you get a deal with the owner. There's never any BS. It's just straightforward. Here's the numbers. Let's move forward.
We started dealing with Jordan probably 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. Initially sold him some balers and some swathers, so naturally, when we were the Staheli West dealer and Jordan had made that decision to move on into, you know, increasing his production and taking advantage of the benefits of the steamer, we sold him the steamers. Jordan he's a great guy. I mean, he just does his thing, and you can just see the steamer made an impact on his farm. And now he's got a 331 steamer as well as a 632, and he just took that technology and production into the small square baler business right along with him. I think Jordan is an early adapter as far as technology like this in his farming operation. This changes your business. It changes the way you put up crop. Get higher quality, get more speed, get more weight, increases the value of your product. It's the reason I like the steamer is because in 40-some years of being around this equipment, it's one of the only things you sell that changes the operation for the farmer. It's just such a game changer.
The operation has just continued to grow, and it's grown into what it is today. And if we could do anything probably different, it'd be just put more alfalfa in. I mean, it's made our operation. Since 2012, grown to 1,800 acres of alfalfa. We have kind of transitioned our equipment fleet. We've gone started with running 4 big square balers, and now we run 2 big square balers, one with a steamer, and we get over more acres with less equipment, and yeah, it's been a game changer for us. 2 biggest pieces of equipment that I feel like help us on our operation is the Massey double conditioners and the steamer, just because the dual conditioners get our hay dried just consistently and as fast as you probably can get it dried. And then the steamer allows you to fight the variabilities of our humidity. You know, I guess a routine of ours now would be we rake hay in the morning, we let it set for a few hours, and you could do all your servicing, take your time, get trucks moved to the field, get things staged around, and you're not rushed, you're not panicking, because you know, I mean, if the humidity burns off an extra 10%, well, that's fine, I'll just pump a little bit more steam. So it changed our mindset, it changed our management, made our lives better. Super dry conditions today. Went from the beginning of the week, went from really humid, kind of more mild temperatures like in the 80s.
And then today, all of a sudden, it's going to be 103 degrees and blowing south winds 15 mile an hour and 30% humidity. So it's pretty extreme conditions. Yeah, this is when the steamer starts to pay off. This is what the 632 monitor looks like. Very simple. They've simplified this thing down to where it is very user-friendly. No more kind of bouncing around the cab trying to put your finger on the screen. It's now you got a dial you can select and highlight and pick which thing you want to adjust. And right now I'm running steam on the top and the bottom pretty equally because this stuff's just dry enough that we don't need to worry about steaming one side of the windrow or the other more. But once we get in the irrigated, I think we're going to have to probably steam the top more than we are the bottom, just because that bottom's just got a little coolness to it. But the steam makes it very easy to get a consistent bale weight. It's just like you're baling with natural dew. But so when you go to fire this thing up for the day, all you have to do is engage your hydraulic for your feed pump, and then you just go over to this monitor and you click power and click start, and it just cycles through and does everything it needs to do and gets it ready to run. Like I said, they've simplified literally everything on this machine, and that's what's really nice is, with new technology, and it's incredible what they're doing. And I know Dave and their whole team, and they're working for the farmer, not just for a profit. They really truly want to see us succeed, and that feels good. It's built for when you go to the field, things are going to run. There's no questions. When we come out here, we expect to make great hay. We expect to make a lot of great hay and do it in a timely fashion. And this equipment's really made it easy for us.
The benefits we've seen from the steamer on our farm is just consistent hay. Our buyers see it. Our buyers want it. They pretty well demand it now, especially on the small bales. They want the steamed hay. Just the fact that small bales, they are looking at every flake, and it matters. For instance, I got a call from a guy that bought a 21-pack bundle of small bales, and they called me and he said, well, 3 bales in this bundle are all shattery and dry and terrible, but the rest of the bundle's excellent. And I kind of had to think about it a little bit, and I'm like, well, I think I know the reason. We probably just didn't turn the steam on for 3 bales when we pulled back into a windrow, and that's probably that's the result you got. Is if we didn't have steam, that's what you would have ended up with. But I would say that the biggest area the steamer pays for itself is just getting that consistent product, and your buyers, when they buy it, from the start of the stack to the end of the stack, they get the same hay, and that's what they like to see. That just it sells itself. Yeah. So the 632, first thing you will notice when you open up that hood, there's no generator. It is so simple looking underneath there. Anybody that's not been around a steamer, you open that hood and you're not intimidated. It's like opening up the hood of an old car, and it's like, oh, I can work on this and it'll be just fine. It's not intimidating anymore, and great feature for these machines. I was able to get one of the first 10 machines of the 632s that was built, but looking at the machine right away, it sits higher, so it's got a little more clearance for some of the bigger windrows, and then now we run the Rouse triple rakes, so we throw a pretty big windrow together, and it just helps to have that clearance. And then it has a little more water holding capacity, so now they went up to 1,200 gallons, I believe, on this one, and then the boiler's a little bit bigger, so just the run times are longer, so less stops when you are running. Yeah, the screen upgrades were very nice. Just the fact that they kind of moved everything over to a dial now, and it makes it a little easier while you're bouncing through the field to make adjustments. You're not trying to slide something up and down on a screen and hitting the wrong button. And I do love just some simple features, as in you could push pause and then get out and fix a knotter, and this, you just click the steam back on and it unpauses itself and you're going again. And just little features like that have been nice. The simplicity of the 632 is mind-blowing, and it's unbelievable how you guys have transitioned the machines over the years and to what it is today. If I had to go back and the only machine they made was a 6110, it wouldn't bother me one bit, because I know how good a unit it is. Just like anything else with this new technology and equipment, it's only getting better, and that's what it seems like with the steamers. The steamer paid for itself literally within the first year. Not only just better bottom line, but the quality of life and the family time that we were able to have probably means more to me than anything than just the bottom line. Yeah, it helped us financially, but the quality of life was even more. What I'd tell anybody, if you have 500 acres or more of alfalfa, you really need to consider looking at a steamer. Like I said, it's not only for the financial success you're gonna have, but just the quality of life that you're gonna have with it. So having the steamed hay offers the consistency to these buyers, which in turn just brings more buyers to you, because they talk and neighbors talk, and when they know they're getting a consistent product, and they start demanding steamed hay, yeah, you're bringing more buyers to you. You know, we haven't necessarily marked our price up, but we're able to hold a consistent higher price and sell more of it. It's been huge. It's allowed us to have more family time, allowed me to get to kids' events, allowed us to manage our operation so much more efficiently. We're not just scrambling every morning and every night, chasing humidities. We can actually get a plan in place. Yeah, it's changed everything for us.